Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Covert, and I'm so excited to be here with Lauren Kochian, president of the Most, in another one of our Symphoria community spotlights. Lauren, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're so excited to feature different organizations throughout our region, all people who are doing great work, and that includes the Most. And we've all been under sort of, we were talking before we started recording about how crazy it is to try to plan or do anything, but we're doing it, and it's exciting. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Most and how you serve Central New York?
Sure. So the Most is in the Armory of Armory Square. And we're a science museum, but we're primarily geared towards children and families with young children up through about high school age. We do say we have something for everyone, and we do, but that really is our primary target. And so we have about 35,000 square feet of exhibits. We have an IMAX theater, the only public domed IMAX theater in New York State. We have a small planetarium, and of course, we just have all kinds of programs for Central New York. So it's not just exhibits. The exhibits are what's within our four walls, but we have a lot of programs that we do outside in the community.
Mm-hmm. And we're really looking forward to doing one of our kids' concerts in collaboration with the Most this year, The Science of Sound. Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody about that?
Sure. So we've been actually talking back and forth, Symphoria and the museum, and about just ways to partner. All of us arts and cultural institutions always try to help each other out in the best way that we can. And I think Pam actually said to me, there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of interesting things about math and music, science and music, the science of sound. And we had a lot of conversations about it, actually not even necessarily starting with children, but just talking about it in general. And that's kind of where we landed. With a special show for children.
And we're really excited about that because it really pulls so many ideas of STEAM-centered learning together. Yeah. And any of you who have kids know that that's what education is really focused on right now. And music is a really big part of that. And so we're excited to partner with the Most on this fun concert. And
I have to stop myself from calling it STEM because it is STEAM. And I actually think that's something that's really an important, it's an important message in shifting it away from just STEM, is that science is in everything.
It is.
And it's everywhere. And so if we can take something like music and make kids, even if they just enjoy music more, or it helps them understand something a little bit better because of this experience, that's even better.
Yeah. Well, what I love too is it's like allowing all of the parts of the brain to really work together. Yeah. And, like music can enhance that just like science can enhance music. It's really, really great. I've been asking, as I've been interviewing our musicians this year, I've been asking people what they would do instead of music, like if they had chosen a different career path. And we've had quite a few musicians who've said they would be doctors or scientists or physicists. And I think that's so interesting.
It is interesting, but not surprising, really. I'm not surprised to hear that. Usually there is that affinity.
Yeah.
On both sides of the brain.
Exactly right. Well, part of our mission at Symphoria is to engage and inspire community members throughout CNY, which is part of why we're doing this, because we want to inspire, engage not just with music, but with also introducing people to new ideas. How does the Most really engage and inspire?
It's funny, actually, we have inspire. We were just talking about mission statements. We have the word inspire in our mission statement, which is to inspire investigation. Is how we end that mission statement. And so the way we do that is, and it's funny in the context of everything that's happening right now, but our mission and our purpose is informal science education. And it's been interesting to navigate through this time because all of a sudden everything went virtual, right? Everything went online. And the Most was able to navigate through that. And actually, we were really able to support teachers and support parents through our online STEM education. But what we learned, which is very heartening, what we learned pretty quickly is something we already knew, which is kids, everybody, but particularly kids, learn best in an environment that's hands-on, that's social, that's contextualized to their experiences, to their curriculum. And so it sort of reinforced everything the Most has been doing all along, and it sort of reinforced our role in STEAM education. See, I didn't say STEM there. In STEAM education, but of course, on the flip side of that, now we're looking at everything a little bit differently. I mean, it's funny. I mean, our talking points have always been hands-on, 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 and now it's like, okay, well, we have to be a little bit more hands-off, but still provide that same learning experience and the same fun.
Yeah.
And so while we've been able to do that all along, now all of a sudden we're looking at everything differently as we start what I'm calling we have a sort of a staged reopen. And so we're looking at that and determining how do we reopen in these stages such that we're keeping all of those elements that make us the Most. But while still providing everything that our mission expects us to.
And so you said you're starting your first sort of reopening is with summer camps, and then what does everyone have to look forward to moving forward?
So summer is really the time where everything is going to be sort of phased out. So camps actually start Monday, and we're doing 4 times as many camps as normal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we really ramped it up because we had really discovered that this is something that our Syracuse community really needed right now. People are going back to work. They need childcare. People are concerned about the last several months of the school year and whether kids really reaped as much as they would have if they were in the classroom setting. And so what we decided to do, and because of course we're a phase 4, as all the arts and cultural institutions are, and at that time that we were starting to plan, we didn't know what phase 4 meant, when it was going to be, so we decided to take that path. So this summer, weekdays are all about camps, summer camps for kids, really cool, fun topics based on your age range, and that'll be all summer long. And then the next phase will be to be reopened to the full public on weekends only. And now we've been hearing that it's going to be as early as, this late June, early July. But we are going to wait a couple weeks and before we actually reopen our doors to the public. And that's in part because that's what we had been planning all along in our best estimate of what phase 4 would be. But it's also because we are really working hard to take the existing exhibits and remove some of the hands-on elements, but also add a couple of new exhibits that are largely hands-off.
Yeah, great. Well,
big challenge.
Yeah, and my boys, I have 2 boys, they're a little bit older, 14 and 17, but we've had many trips to the Most, and they always love it. And I'm sure that you have a creative team that will be figuring out those challenges and still making it really, really fun for all of the kids that are there, and families, once families can be out and about again. So in finishing here, a big part of what we want everyone who's involved with Symphoria to do for us is to share what they love about the orchestra, share what they love about classical music here in New York, in Central New York. So I'm curious to know, what is it that you would love people to know the most about the Most?
It really is hard to pick just one thing, but I think that the thing I would, and we sort of talked about it already a little bit earlier, is I think what I want people to know is it's so much more than just what you see when you walk through those doors. We're doing so many things outside of the exhibits. So, and what I mean by that is we do several times a year, we have all different events for students. So for every quarter, we have an engineering-based competition for kids, everything from building rockets to testing balsa wood bridges. We have an incredible science fair, and it's actually a feeder for the International Science Fair, which is a big deal for a place like Syracuse. And our students in this area are often so talented that we are actually sending 3 kids to this international fair every year.
Wow.
We do all kinds of programs like that. The program we do with the Syracuse City Schools, it's 6,000 students annually that are getting a fun field trip, but they're also getting a really, really engaging workshop that ties into what they're learning in the classroom. And I think the most important thing about all those things is at no cost to the students. So between whether it's sponsorships or donations or our own operating revenue that we put back into these programs, we're doing a lot more than just dinosaurs or sort of the things that we're known for.
I love that so much. And my oldest is, he loves all things computer and all things science. And he's done a couple of camps there at the Most. He did the Honeywell camp that you guys do. He loved that. And he's been to many of the junior TACNY Cafe Scientifique that you had there. So gosh, what a great resource that you are, and a source of entertainment and fun learning. So Lauren, thanks so much for being here to tell everyone about the Most. We will put your website so people can learn about the camps that are happening and stay up to date on your reopening right on the Facebook post. But as always, if you have questions, you can reach out. Thanks so much, Lauren.
Thanks, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Take care.
You too.